Yep. All right. So, yeah, this is actually a pretty cool setup. I actually like this at home. Like it's like my library, I guess. But anyway, so a couple of things going on. Number one, I am starting an energy drink brand, which is actually a lot of fun because I've been super passionate about it my whole life. So like a little bit about me, I got started in the nootropic space really young when I was 14, 15 years old, mainly because I got a job at a gym. That was actually my first job. So I got introduced to like supplements really early on. Um, and like over time, I've just kind of really been drawn to nootropics and the mental effects that you can have. It's kind of like that Limitless movie. I think it came out when I was in like grade eight in like 2011 with Bradley Cooper. But in the movie, it's like this pill where it unlocks like a larger part of your brain quantity, so you can actually like use it, I guess. And nootropics are just like that. So nootropics are essentially supplements that help unlock your brain's power. I guess you could put it as. I wonder what the actual definition of nootropic is. I'm kind of curious. They're called smart drugs or cognitive enhancers. So natural or synthetic substances. They improve mental functions like memory, focus, creativity, motivation, etc., etc. They work by increasing blood flow, neurotransmitters, or the energy in the brain. Pretty cool, actually. So yeah, like the basis of the energy drink is like I pretty much have tried all of the energy drinks on the market, and like my bigger issue with them is that they're really caffeine heavy and they focus on a lot of physical energy. And what I mean by that is like not getting into like the science of it, but essentially I think it's the adenosine receptors that caffeine blocks. So when you consume a lot of caffeine, like let's say a Red Bull or black coffee or whatever, the receptors that bind to the part of your brain that tell your brain it's tired, the caffeine actually just takes up that space so that those receptors can't bind, and that way you don't feel like you're tired. So all it does is sort of like just prolongs the amount of time until you start feeling tired, which is why people have a caffeine crash when they over caffeinate. Um, Now, what I want to create is like a energy drink that isn't necessarily about physical energy. It's more about mental energy. So it's more nootropic based. And the reason I think that's more important is because like people neglect the fact that I think your brain controls a larger part of your motivation and your energy than people give it credit for. So an example of that is like if you were to physically fast from solid food, I've read studies where people have gone months without food and have still been able to perform their daily tasks. And I've read this study where there was a guy who fasted for 5 days from solid food and he was still setting PRs in the gym after 5 days, which means clearly your body obviously has this fat. You have glycogen in your muscles that's able to be used. Actually, I just got an email from the manufacturing, well, I guess the formulation department. But anyways, so essentially like because your body always has a source of physical energy like ketones, glycogen in your muscle, I think humans they underestimate the body's ability to actually use that energy, which is why like fasting has become really popular in the past couple of years. Like doctors have really pushed it. Autophagy has become huge, and the truth is that like no energy drink on the market really focuses on the mental aspects of it. Like there's days when your body has the energy for it, but your brain is telling you that you can't do something, right? So I want to create an energy drink for that, where it helps your brain focus, and like I guess a good way to explain what this feels like is like think about those days where you're in the gym or at work or at school or whatever, and you get into that flow state. Again, I don't want to dive into the science of flow state too much, but there are like I was reading this book by Daniel Goleman who talks about emotional intelligence and the flow state and how it kicks in, and essentially like we can induce that state where you're in a flow state. So where you feel like all of your sets are hitting, or everything you're reading for school, you're just understanding it much easier. You're doing tasks at work and you're just like going through them seamlessly. And that's kind of what I want to put in a can. Now, so far, like I've developed the formula. I've been actually testing with raws from like China since I was like 16 years old. So I started really early in the space, and I've tried like everything that you can think of, right? Like L-theanine, ginkgo biloba, like overdosing on omega-3, ashwagandha, everything that you can think of. I've tried it. So based off of that, I pretty much amalgamated all of my research over the past 12 years. I'm 28 now, and pretty much put it into this formula. Now, while the formula is developed by myself, obviously you need a manufacturer who's going to package it, put all the ingredients and the raws together, and all of that good stuff. There are a couple of things that I didn't realize during the formulation process that I probably should have thought about. So, like the biggest one is being carbonation. So like there's actually like three different issues that I'm running into. Two of them I'm kind of just gonna take the leap of faith and do what I think is right. The first one was carbonation. So when you add all of these like plant-based nootropics and all of these supplements, their ability to like bond to the carbonation to hold it becomes lower and lower. Obviously, I didn't know this when I was developing the formula because I don't. Why would I know about carbonation? So yeah, that's an issue. So we've kind of had to like shift over from this carbonated drink to more of like a tea-based energy drink formula, which I still think is really cool because the alternative is to drop some of these nootropics, but then they won't work. The second thing is pricing. So obviously, everything on the market, like if you look at Alani Nu, Red Bull, Monsters, all of these companies sort of focus on one main ingredient that they're basing their whole drink around, which is cool. Don't get me wrong. I'm not talking shit about any of the other companies. I think their products are all great and they have reasons to do what they did. But essentially, like most of those companies, I think they keep their costs really low because they want to be marketable. And at a certain point, you really do care about the money, which is cool and all. But I think people who are trailblazers and people who are loon shots, they do things because they love the product and they love the value that it brings and the product for what it is. And I don't want to dilute that. So cost is also becoming a big thing. So I'm gonna find out. Honestly, I'm gonna find out. Either it's gonna sell or it's not. And worst case scenario, me, my friends, and my family, and everybody, we're gonna have energy drink supplies for like the next like decade or so, or it's gonna sell. And I think people are gonna understand the value that we bring to the table and what the product is in itself, which I think is really important. So I'm gonna get a little bit into the product. Like to me, I don't want to dilute the ingredients. Like I don't want to bring the dosages down so that all of the ingredients that I pick are technically useless. Like you're just gonna have really expensive pee and they do nothing to you. At the same time, I can't make these energy drinks so expensive that a can's like $8 because nobody's gonna buy it when you can get Monster for $3 or Red Bull for $3 or $3.99 or whatever. Because sometimes like gas stations have deals that are like 2 for $5 or like 3 for $7.50 or whatever. And if we don't have distribution channels like that, it doesn't really make sense to even try and sell the product because then it's going to be a straight to consumer product, which means I'm going to have a landing page, a brand, a website, be really heavy on ads and things like that, which I'm going to have to learn about and figure out and think about. I'm also going to have to get into affiliate marketing. I haven't ever done that before. Again, I pretty much just have service-based businesses and I enjoy those as well. But this is something I'm genuinely extremely passionate. And I just think the industry is really, really, really cool. And I think I have the ability to pursue that. So yeah, I guess I'm doing that. Other than that, so that was number 2. Cost is like another big thing. The first thing was carbonation that we're dealing with. And the main reason I want to record this is because maybe it doesn't work out. Maybe it does work out. I have a name for it and everything and all of that I'll get into later. Distribution, I'll also be making videos on it while we go through the process of it. But yeah, that's where we're at. So yeah, pretty much like my bigger goal here is to make sure that we're somewhat marketable and somewhat in a fair price point, but mainly lead with value and actually have a product that has a very specific niche. So like, my goal in my head, and I don't know if this is going to work. Again, I'm doing this for the first time. I've never been in a consumer goods product market at all whatsoever. But in my head, my thought process is like, we should really niche down on what the product is and who it is for, and then kind of just push it en masse to the whole market, right? Like a good example, like I was thinking about this on my walk in the morning, is like, it's like, imagine you're making a phone case, right? And you make the thinnest phone case on planet Earth, but that case is only available for iPhones. You kind of just shrink your market down, whereas like people who have Samsungs or like Nokias or whatever, other phones could also want these thin cases. So you want to make sure that the product is extremely niche down, like you have a really thin phone case, period. And then you want to spread that broadly. So like this energy drink isn't just for people who like work out or students or any of that. Like it's also for cops, firefighters, right? Like for moms, for white collar individuals. And like just think about it. Like if you can unlock more brain power, imagine if you're a firefighter and this could be the difference between you saving a life versus not saving a life. Imagine you're a cop. This could be the difference between you saving your own life versus not saving your life. Imagine you're let's even take it to like a really micro level that you come across more often. Imagine you're a mom or a father who works a white collar job and you've spent all day staring at a screen, your brain is fried and you have to come home and you want to play with your kids. Imagine if I can give you an extra 30, 45, 1 hour, 2 hours of time with your children that you're going to value for the rest of your life based off of this energy drink, right? So like that's what my focus is. Imagine you don't feel like working out because whatever, you had a physical day at work or you had a very mentally exhausting day at work, but you should work out. This is going to make your mindset, put your mindset in the right place. And that's kind of what I want to aim for. And there's like nothing on the market for it. So again, like cost is going to be a big issue, which I'm prepared to battle and try to figure things out with. Worst case, I'll make less money for it, which I think is cool too, honestly. I kind of just want to do this because I'm passionate about it and I know what works and what's worked for me and I have a formula for it. And I'm really excited about it. So yeah, like I just think I'm extremely passionate about it and I'm going to do it anyways, regardless. Obviously I want to be losing money, but if I'm making even like a small amount of money per can, I would still do it genuinely. But yeah, and honestly, again, I'm pretty unsure about the whole thing in terms of it actually working or not because I haven't been in it. So everything I'm going to do, I'm going to be testing it out. The third thing was I actually received a piece of advice for someone who is in the consumer goods product market, and he's actually like doing really well with his products. And he told me that I should make a landing page prior and to have a funnel and just let people know like, hey, this is like a pre-order. We're going to be selling the product in a month. It's going to be shipping out in a month or 2 months or whenever it is. And I don't know how I feel about that. Like I do think it's a really good idea. I just yeah, I think I might be trying that, but at the same time, I don't know because I feel like the excitement of it dies out Maybe that's just me being impulsive how I am, but like when I want something, I want something, and if it's out there, I want to try it like right away. I don't want to like if I could order something off of the internet and it's gonna come tomorrow, but I could literally drive down to the store today and go pick it up. I would rather go drive down to the store and pick it up, even if it's a couple bucks more expensive or whatever, because I think that like I don't know. I just get this itch and I want to scratch the itch, right? So yeah, I'm gonna find out, and I'm gonna keep you guys posted on the journey and take you along with it. But that's where we're at. So like, I literally just got an email from them. So yeah, like we're ready to start testing different flavors and stuff. Because we did have to switch from a carbonated. Like I was aiming for like cola flavored, root beer flavored, like cream soda flavored, just because I'm a huge like diet Pepsi drinker. Like I just think the whole concept is insane, right? Like you have a 0 calorie sugar syrupy drink that you can just have and not feel guilty about. So I wanted to make the energy drink around that, but now that we're going to be switching over to something because I don't want to change the ingredients and move away from our core values as a product. We're going to be switching to like teas and stuff like that. So there's going to be a couple of tea flavors. I've been exploring a lot of them. Once I have the flavors down, I think I might do the landing page and see how the landing page performs. And if not, move into affiliate marketing, which I haven't done either. And because it's such like a lifestyle product, I think that like the market is so big. Like you can like really anybody can have this. Um, and I think that was important for me to creating the product because it's not just for people who go to the gym or people who work out or athletes or any of that. It's like literally for everybody. If you need and want a competitive edge and you want a natural product, and on top of that, I think like the carbonation actually might help out in my situation because the carbonation is technically bad for your gut lining and your digestion. So it might actually just help our cause because I don't want to ruin people's guts. Like I know people who drink like a lot of energy drinks know exactly what I'm talking about, like the bloating, burning feeling where you're just like belching all day after having like one or two drinks. Again, no companies mentioned. And the main reason is because they're extremely carbonated, right? And also because a lot of these companies focus on just one core ingredient and they go all in on that, which brings their cost really low. And then they can market it and make a lot of money off of it. So yeah, that's a little spiel on what's going on with the energy drink market and what I'm planning on doing with it. Again, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's all on camera. If it does work, it's going to be a pretty fun journey. So yeah, stay tuned, guys.